don't know what's going on there. It won't record. Well, probably you know who's probably responsible for it. So yeah, targeting. Another tactic in this program. They like to recycle, so they're bringing back subliminal messages. The other day, see a woman's T-shirt saying treat people nice. I guess they don't like how I'm targeting them back, so they're trying this. So yeah, anyway, I'll try and play. I have a couple of audio recordings. I've got videos too, but I want to sort out the lag in OBS first, which it doesn't matter, video lag obviously with the sound. So we'll get into this. Hopefully it will let me access the recordings this time. Going to do that because it's not connected to the internet. You notice how it does this as soon as I start recording. I'll just close this because I don't know if it's installing the driver for the MP3 player or something, but that's where the recordings are. I may have to copy it, off if the record folder doesn't show up again. Oh, here we are. See, okay. So yeah, I mean, first recording is just describing what they've been doing. Let me just get the sound on full. Just making a recording. Heavy weekend of targeting. Use of the police, ambulance. It's something new they've started. One's just gone past. Yeah, they're sending the ambulance. The lights on those signs. They've started getting pussy holes to drive past, shouting out the windows. Yeah, also when I was waiting for the bus, it was near a fire station, so the fire engine came out and another ambulance went past, and they were targeting me. With this friend of mine, and when I'm with her, they got these faggots staring at us, trying to intimidate and shit. Shouting outside the cars. Bit shit like that. From the other side of a train platform. That's the kind of stuff they've been doing. Also coming with the gimmicks, like for some reason they're sending a subliminal message using Ghostbusters stuff. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're trying to say I'm a ghost, or they've ghosted me, or something like that. Which is kind of what they have done to TIs anyway. They've kind of took us out of, well, in their eyes anyway, they took us out of society. Yeah, maybe that's the subliminal message they're trying to say. We're not treated like other members of society are. So it's like maybe they're like trying to send a subliminal message saying we've been ghosted. But where I live, there's been constantly, and another ambulance just went past, there's been constantly this car that's like a mock-up of the Ghostbusters vehicle. It kept turning up, music and all, when I went out. First time it happened, I laughed. I thought it was them, but I wasn't sure. But the second time it happened, I knew full well they were trying to send some kind of subliminal message. Then today, sorry, yesterday, no, day before yesterday, because I've been 2 nights at this person's place, and there's this guy with a Ghostbusters hoodie or t-shirt or something like that. So that I know they're trying to send some kind of subliminal message about that. Also, you can see in the Walking Dead shirts, again, another subliminal message, like trying to say you're the Walking Dead. But these perps are, to me, are the Walking Dead. You know what I mean? They're the Walking Dead because they're like zombies to me. But maybe that's an in-joke from the handlers describing the perps, because they are like an army of zombies. They've also been hacking my phone. It turned on by itself today. Didn't touch it, it just vibrated and turned on. Using my friends to target me. I'm in the pub with her. I think this is because they've told her something about me to scare her. But, yeah, you know, she's in the pub with me. Had a meal. She's waiting for her dessert, right? And I go to the toilet, right? I tell her, oh, I'm just going to the loo, I'll be back. I go, as soon as I come out of the toilet, she's not there. So I'm like, okay, well maybe she's gone to the loo. So I wait about 10 minutes, something like that. And she's still not there. So I'm like, she must have gone out the pub now. So I go out the pub, I look around, no sign of her. And I could tell she tried to get away from me. You know, she's a shady type at times. Yeah, like she ordered a dessert. We'd eaten the main course. I was thinking of ordering a dessert, but I was full, so I didn't bother. I went to the loo, right, for 5 minutes. I come out of the toilet, and she's not at the table at all. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Has she gone to the loo too? So I wait in there for 10 minutes. Nothing. 5 minutes. So I go outside, look around, nothing. Go in, have another look, then go out again. Nothing. So I just think, has she gone to the tram station? Surely, tram stop, surely she won't do that, which is, you know, just up the road. And I see a woman in a white coat, and she's wearing a white coat because she was quite a way off. So I'm like, that's not her, is it? And it fucking was. She basically, you know, cancelled her dessert when I went to the toilet in a bid to try and escape. Which is fucked up because my shit is at her place, right? So what, you're just gonna, you know, leave me and not know where the fuck you are? Because I didn't have my phone on me, she knew that. And she said, oh, well, I texted you. Well, she knows I didn't have the phone on me. I told her several times, she knew that. And, you know, basically, I went there. You know, I'm like, what the fuck did you... Well, I think I did say that. I think so. What the fuck do you do that for? Why did you just leave the pub without telling me? If you want to go, tell me. But it's fucked up you doing that. Because all my stuff's at yours. And she's saying, oh, you know, I told you, I shouted at you. She didn't fucking shout at me. She was a fucking liar. You know what I mean? And something similar happened. A while back in the summer, she said the same shit. And I think they used her to get into my flat because I went to the shop and, you know, I'm sure I locked the door. And she came in with this taxi, and you know how they use taxis, right? And I come back to find her in my flat. She says the door was unlocked, and she knocked and it came open, and she came in, and she said the same thing then, that she, you know, shouted to me across the street, which I'm pretty sure she didn't because I didn't hear it. But this was definitely bullshit this time. But she seems to be acting more fucked in the head recently. But you know, I see her at the tram stop. So I think by chance, I think they got her to. I think they opened the door for her. Maybe didn't. I don't know if they told her to go in or not, but they opened the door and then she went in. You know. So I come into the flat and she's like, "Hi, James." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, what the fuck are you doing in here? How did you get in? And she's like, oh, the door was unlocked. Which, you know, they had the key to my door. They had a way in because I'd come back often and the door to find the door unlocked and shut, which is something they kept doing when I lived there.
And when I start to approach, she like starts pacing backwards and forwards, like she's annoyed the fact that I saw her. So I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why did you just walk out of the pub? And she's like, oh well, I told you, I was shouting at you. I'm like, nah, come on, that's bullshit. You didn't shout at me, which it is bullshit. Like she was never shouting at me. If you'd have seen what happened, you'd have seen full well what she was doing, and she did not shout at me or anything like that. So you know, this is bullshit. I know this is bullshit, and I know it's when I was at the they've been doing that a lot as well, revving the cars. So you know, I get to when I get to the tram stop, there's a guy looking at his phone, so I already know it's a perp probably anyway. It's hard to tell sometimes because there's people
target me on both the bus journeys too. First bus journey, there's this guy sat next to me, constantly giving me hand signals, so I targeted him to the point where he wouldn't even look at me, you know, doing the same things back to him. And I could tell it were affecting him because when the bus stopped, I could hear him like going, you know, like someone that's pissed off, right? I fucking pissed that guy off, put it that way, targeting him. And the bus, well, you'll find out what they did on the bus. Some old subliminal bullshit. Like they've been doing subliminal shit the other day, like going, oh, food poisoning this, salmonella this, and all this kind of crap. You know, they like to do that shit, and they're constantly talking about negative health conditions as well, which is something they like to do. They like to talk about strokes and shit like that around me, which is programming, it's conditioning to make me. I remember I was getting chest pains, so stomach pains on the left side of my stomach. I was on the bus and there was this guy going, oh, on the phone, you know, going, oh, you know, oh yeah, I've got pains in my left side of my stomach. They say it's, you know, liver cancer or some shit like that, liver disease. So this is the kind of stuff they do. In the UK, this is a tactic the intelligence services in this program use. They try to convince the victims that they are physically ill. I think in a hope that it will manifest in real life, because there's such a thing called the placebo effect, which we know is real. You know, you can suffer symptoms of feeling high when you think you took a drug, even when you haven't. So I'm sure they've done experiments on this, like if we make someone think that they're dying, will they die? You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to be aware of. They will try to convince you that you're ill or dying. It's a tactic they've used on me, continue to try and use occasionally. They know it don't work, but they'd still try. In France, I was on holiday with my family, and this English family came up and they start talking about depression. Sorry, I'm fucking with my throat, man. I just got the urge to cough. They start talking about depression, start talking about you know, strokes, heart attacks, negative shit. It's mind control. They're trying to make you think you have that shit.
Stare at the phones like that, but I'm pretty certain it's a perp. So I'm like, okay, you know, this is something. And sirens started up when I started arguing with her, so I'm like, okay, this is something they've got her to do. You know, I full well know that this is some kind of skit that they've got her to do. Now, the fucked up thing about this as well is my stuff is in her place, my phone, my MP3 player, and a pair of my trousers, and she just decided to go and get the tram to her place without looking for me, to give her credit, she did phone me, but I told her earlier in the day that I didn't have my phone on me, you know, because it was low on power. I said, you know, I've not got my phone on me, it's running out of power, so I don't bother bringing it to save power. So she knows that, but I guess it's her way of trying to
as like a,
you know, cover up what she's done, which is basically try and do a run on me.
Basically to make it look like she tried to tell me, but she knows I didn't have the phone on me. So this is bullshit. You know, this is bullshit.
A way of trying to you know,
I'm like,
cover
you
up
knew I had the
what
phone,
she's done,
like,
which is
in
basically
yours,
try and
not on me.
do a run on me and leave me looking like a fool. But she was the one that looked like a fool because I just went back like saying, "What the fuck did you do that for, man? That's not cool. Why did you do that?" And she's like, "Oh well, you know, I told you, I shouted to you." I'm like, "Bullshit! You did not shout to me." You know what I mean? She did not. No way. She.
Phone call. Give me a second.